Aaron, 6 scoreless innings, the left.
Hold on, before we start the Aaron Boone press conference, if you're a Yankee fan and you're at Twin Stadium enjoying this series, the password to the Wi-Fi is home run with a 3 and the exclamation point. That's what we give you here at New York Minute. We give you bang for your buck. We give you value for your video and the Minnesota Twins Wi-Fi password.
And the 3-2. Ripped inside third. Down the left field line. Kicks off the sidewall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Here comes Buxton. He'll score. It's a bases clearing double for Morton. And it is 6-0 Minnesota.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees sleepwalk their way through Minnesota and Luke Weaver's dream becomes a nightmare. We've got highlights. We got Aaron Boone's postgame conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with Sports Nuts.
Well, there you have it, folks. It looks like the New York Yankees were watching Monday Night Football in the dugout, or if mentally, they might still be on the travel plane because the Yankees were MIA. They were on the back of a milk carton, and they were a no-show tonight in Minnesota. Usually the Yankees punching bag the Minnesota Twins. They actually put up a fight tonight because the Yankees don't travel well, or at least that's what they would tell you on the broadcast. I've never met a professional team that has more excuses than a pregnant nun like this 2025 version of the New York Yankees. I'm going to think back to my late 20s when I used to party in the city until 6 a.m., show up at work at 7 a.m., pull a double, and do it all over again. And I wasn't playing a recreational sport. I actually had to show up to my job without making millions of dollars. So the Yankees, whenever they travel, it seems like they're okay with mailing the next game in. The Yankees actually had a good record in travel days before the All-Star break, but since then, they're 5-9. And it seems like whenever they get on a plane, they're omitting the first game of the series. And last time I checked, the Yankees don't have the luxury of omitting games in series, even if it's the Minnesota Twins. With the Toronto Blue Jays beating the Tampa Bay Rays in extra innings 2-1 tonight, the Yankees now are 5 games back and the Red Sox didn't play, so everything's getting closer, guys. The Yankees are only 1.5 games on first place on the wild card spot for the New York Yankees. And another thing, when the Yankees complain about their travel schedule, it's not like these guys are on the Oregon Trail. They're not worried about their family getting wiped out by dysentery or their wagon having to cross the Snake River, okay? You guys travel in private jets where you can lay down. You're not taking a Greyhound like you're in 1988. You guys are pampered. You guys think that you're good enough to not show up tonight and win the next 2 games in Minnesota. You might have another thing coming, because with the way that the Yankees bullpen has been playing the last week and a half, it's a luck of the draw, and who doesn't have it? Like John Sterling used to say, it's the search for who doesn't have it tonight, Susan. And that man was Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver is not even close to what he provided for the New York Yankees last year. If you remember, in the Wayback Machine in 2024, Luke Weaver was a reclamation project from the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels, or whatever they're calling themselves nowadays, converted himself into a closer. And since Bednar's come in and he's lost that closer position and Devin Williams pushed him out, he has not been the same guy. And I have been in defense of Luke Weaver. For a guy that threw this team on his back last year in the postseason, who wasn't even supposed to be in that spot and turned into one of the most effective closers in Major League Baseball, he literally stepped out of the way for Lolev Dev to come into this team this year and become the closer of the team, because Luke Weaver does whatever this team needs, and I appreciate that. But the way that this guy's been going for the past 3 weeks, He only puts it together for about a week now. Now he's starting to get shelled on a regular basis. You look at Duvall with the control issues. These pass balls and these skip balls to first base are going to be huge in postseason time. And if you think they're bad now, wait until this happens in October when they're magnified times 25. I don't know what's going on with Jazz Chisholm. He's doing his best Chuck Knobloch impersonation. He's lost the ability, apparently, to throw it to first base on the fly. I don't know if it's his transition, if he's trying to look cool and get style points by getting that ball out of his glove so quickly and throwing it to first base as soon as possible. Another thing that Jazz does at second base that I don't like, he doesn't attack the ball. He waits for the ball to come to him, and he kind of likes to play it in senioritis and cool guy style, where he waits for the guy right to get to first base, and then he guns him out with his really, really strong arm. But that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. And Jazz, when Caballero is taking you away from the ref from complaining in between innings when you're walking back on the field, that's not a good sign, bro. That means that the ref has gotten to you. You can't do anything about the strike zone. This is all over Major League Baseball this year, brother. It's not just happening to you and the New York Yankees. It's happening to everybody. That's why these umpires will be replaced by robots soon, because it's been atrocious, it's been egregious, and it's been out of line this year as far as balls and strikes are called, and it's gone both ways. Another pattern I don't like seeing with the New York Yankees that reared its evil head again tonight was no bullpen support for Carlos Rodón. That's about 4 starts now where he goes 6 innings, keeps the Yankees in the game, and then the clown car of bullpen guys starts and somebody blows it for him. He's leading Major League Baseball in quality starts this year, and his win total does not reflect that because the Yankees have been letting him down. Trust me, Carlos Rodón last year, he could do that by himself, giving up 5 runs when he started. Those days are over. He's a solid pitcher, and now he needs the rest of the New York Yankees to pick him up with run support and bullpen support. Guys, this is not a good game, and I'm not going to overblow this, but this just does not have a good vibe and a good start to it. And like I said, if they want to use the travel excuse, if they want to use that they got in late and that they're tired, these guys aren't old. Stop using the excuses. Drink a couple extra cups of coffee. Do whatever you got to do to get mentally right. And wake up, Yankees. I even heard on the broadcast, there's not a lot of people in the building. There's a lot more electricity and buzz in Boston. Yeah, I get it. Don't be lulled to sleep that the fact that you guys have the Minnesota Twins, the Orioles, and really poor teams coming up with the rest of your schedule. And the Yankees better be careful, because the Yankees have had a tendency to play down to the quality of teams like the Minnesota Twins. All I heard was August 31st was that the Yankees only beat the Nationals and the White Sox. The Yankees went through the 12-game gauntlet. They did what they're supposed to do. But my message to the 25 Yankees right now is the mission is not over, dudes. You still got a lot of work ahead of you. And tonight, if it's any indication with your body language and what you did tonight and how you're taking this series, you don't look like you're taking it seriously. You look like you're taking it for granted, and you look like you're looking past the Minnesota Twins. Everybody else in the American League is on notice. The end of the wild card changes every single day. It's a revolving door between the Mariners, the Houston Astros, even the Cleveland Indians now, after their full sale, are 7 games above 500, and they're 1 game out of the 3rd spot for the wild card. So Yankees, you got to do your part. You didn't take care of business against the Jays and the Rays. The Jays and the Red Sox this year, heads up. So now you got to leave it to other teams falling apart, but you got to do your job against AAA teams like the Minnesota Twins. Now, let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Baboon, post-game press conference.
Aaron, 6 scoreless innings. The left.
Hold on, before we start the Aaron Boone press conference, if you're a Yankee fan and you're at Twin Stadium enjoying this series, the password to the Wi-Fi is home run with a 3 and the exclamation point. That's what we give you here at New York Minute. We give you bang for your buck. We give you value for your video and the Minnesota Twins Wi-Fi password.
And strikeouts. What made Woods Richardson so effective tonight?
Yeah, I thought once he got going, the split was good. He didn't make mistakes with it. He was kind of at the bottom of the zone with it, or just down with a heater that kind of plays up a little bit with his ride. But felt like we had some chances early that didn't take advantage. Just not a good night for us offensively.
On the flip side, what did you think of Carlos tonight?
I thought he was good. He signed up for 6 innings, 2 runs, and kind of navigates it. Probably should have been less. Probably should turn that double play behind him there where he's getting out of it. I thought he finished really well. I thought he added and subtracted.
Yeah, it's not Carlos Rodon's fault. Like I said, there's been a nasty habit now of the bullpen blowing it for Carlos Rodon, and this cannot continue until the approach for the postseason. Carlos Rodon is going to be our #1 starter when the playoffs start because Max Fried is the stopper on this team. He's got a record of 11-3 after a loss this year, so that's the rotation, and that's the way it's going to be. If the bullpen plays like this, and it's in October, and they blow it after Carlos Rodon, you could shoot the bullpen for the rest of the series because he will be your first game starter. I'm telling you, man, the biggest thing you got to worry about right now with the New York Yankees is this clown car of bullpen guys.
Reach back with the heater when he needed to. I thought he executed some good sliders. So overall, I thought he threw it well.
You called on Weaver. He clearly did not have his best stuff. Just what was going on with him on the mound tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did an okay job actually with Larnach. He kind of jams him for the double down the line, keeps it fair, and then Lee, another kind of soft double on him that doesn't hook.
Quick question to you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Luke Weaver's hurt? I've been saying this for a little bit. I could smell like an Anthony Volpe press conference coming out where they're saying that he's been a little dinged up all season long because remember when Luke Weaver and Tim Hill seemed like the only 2 guys in the bullpen right after the Dodgers series, they really leaned on him and he was pitching a lot more than he should. Then when they got help at the trade deadline, he was still pitching at a very high clip. Also, Boone loves to go to Weaver for 5 outs. I don't know if it's dead arm. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if he's just not as good as he was last year. Let me know in the comments below.
The bunt, and then he loses Julian, with the top of the order coming up there. So a couple of walks that really hurt him. And then obviously, the base clearing double.
You took Wells out. Is he okay?
Yes.
And then in that 3rd inning, Caballero turning that double. Does he just need to get rid of that ball faster?
Yeah, ball's hit sharply. I think.
Yeah, that was a very peculiar play. This is the one that I was saying that Jazz Chisholm was channeling his inner Chuck Knobloch. Caballero could have eaten a sandwich by the time he relayed that. I've noticed that he has been a little quick to second base on some of the relays, and Jazz and Caballero are still working out the kinks in their relationship because this has only been going on for about a week. But yeah, a little more urgency. Maybe that's why Jazz thought he had to kind of hurry up from the Caballero toss from taking so long, and that's why he rifled it over to first base in the stands. But yeah, at least he didn't hit Keith Olbermann's mom like Chuck Knobloch.
I think he started like he could take it himself, and then it changed. But by that point, it turns into a little too late to turn the double play with Martin getting down the line well. So you got to go right there and take it yourself or flip it. I think he should have flipped it right.
Record of 4-33 when scoring 2 runs of fewer. That just tells you, Yankee fans, that the Yankees are going to have to mash their way to a championship this year. Just comes down to that. You should see their record when they have 5 or plus more runs. The Yankees are second in runs scored in all of baseball. Runs is not the problem. It just seems like they either party too hard on the plane on the way here, or they use this as an excuse to omit the first game of the series. But that shit's got to end, because when the postseason comes up, yeah, you got days off. But if you got to travel to Seattle for a game, what's going to be your excuse then? You guys don't have a chance.
Right away, and we get the double play.
It's not like Minnesota's on the other side of the world, by the way, guys.
Punching on the ball in the stands when you say the fan touching on his finger.
Yes, but we didn't lose our challenge. Even they said he came over, which was not the call on the field. Replay said he came onto the field, which I don't know about, but yeah.
Caballero hit the double there. Are you okay with him trying to get to the third in that situation with the lefty at the plate?
Yeah. I mean, that's a caught stealing.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, you can't blame somebody for effort. You know what? I'd rather have that. It's not a dumb base running mistake. That's a little too much effort. A little more controlled chaos from Caballero, that would be great. But you know what? You're going to have to live with some of the warts in his game as well, which can be trying to bite off more than he can chew at times. Remember,
one out there, that's his game. He's, you love all the stuff, and that's going to happen. You love all the stuff.
The Yankees have 30 strikeouts in their last 2 games. That's a franchise record. That's a real problem. What's going on? Is Boone telling them to approach at bats differently? Are the Yankees just going on autopilot? Or did all of the Yankees just get the home run swing-itis out of nowhere on the plane over here? After Crochet put them to bed last night, they show up to the Twin Stadium tonight, and they get put to sleep again. I'm not going to make too much of this game. I'm not going to make too much of tonight. But the one thing that I do know is that the Yankees striking out 31 times in 2 games is inexcusable and means that they completely checked out of the third game of the series because they already won, and they checked out of tonight because they played late and they got into Minnesota late and they had to play a 7:05 game. Yankees, toughen up. Sometimes you guys are as soft as puppy shit, and I can't stand it. But what I can stand is you guys going over to New York Minute on Instagram, giving me a like, give me a subscribe right here. Guys, thank you so much for the support, all the nice comments, you guys. I appreciate it so much, and you coming here and watching me and spending your time. You could spend your time anywhere. You decide to spend it with me every night right here at New York Minute, and I appreciate that so much. It means the world to me, guys. But remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. And we'll see you in Minnesota.